it has been 7 years since this entire
More than 7,
conversation
yeah.
has been happening, right? And ultimately, whether it's the WCC or the Hema Committee Report, at its core is about work.
Till then it was all like, oh, this cannot happen to women, blah, blah, blah. But suddenly the narrative changed. It was also DRIP manages the distribution network of the industry. There is a lot of like brotherhood happening there. And actually in Dilip's case, there is a large part of the industry's economic survival depends on him and his network. So when we met about 25 days after this incident, and of course we were a varied group, our single objective was that how do we make sure that she gets all the backing, whether it's media advocacy, whether it's government advocacy. We were like, okay, we have to call ourselves something. And so I had a friend of mine who overnight made the logo and design for WCC, and we changed our WhatsApp name, and we went into the CM's office with the letter. Like about 2-3 days later, there was some midnight oil being burnt as to how to articulate it, not to articulate it. And I think it's important when we talk about media narratives that even to date, ours is probably one of the most trolled pages. So I really didn't understand when Parvati was saying that I'm being excluded, right? And when you say excluded, of course she's had like films come up, but like understand that in the industry, a lot of our male colleagues who are at the same level as us in terms of marketability or commercial appeal do not work with us or do not choose to work with us. For me to do a Malayalam film also means that I have to work with all of these people, and all of these people will have to keep aside that baggage as well, and have to stop looking at me as somebody who represents a certain right and look at me as a character.
During that time when there was this whole thing of the AMA members saying we are a family and they are both our children, and then the women saying that they are both our children, meaning both the survivor and Dilip are both, part of this family.
We were insistent on all our social media platforms saying A.M.M.A, and they were like, don't put a dot, it affects the mother. And we were like, oh, let it affect the mother then.